So I know I went to college. I know Ryan went to college. And when I was a kid, I just thought college was kind of the standard way to go about things. And there was really no other way to go if you wanted to be successful in any capacity. But over the years, and once I've graduated college, entered my career, and learned more about investing and everything, my perspective has changed actually quite a good bit. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about, is college still worth it?
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.
So welcome back to our channel, guys. You're here with your two bros, Ryan
And Taylor.
And as Taylor said, in today's video, we're talking about the average cost of college. Is it still worth it? And the big disclaimer I want to say is the average cost of college drastically changes depending on the state you're in, the school you go to, if you're going out of state, so many different factors, what kind of financial aid you get.
Yeah.
So just preface that. A lot of these are average numbers we found. So just, again, remember that throughout the video, but it can give you a good idea. And very quickly to start out, we want to start by making a point to show the sticker price, kind of like on a car, versus the net price. So the sticker price represents the advertised full rate of tuition and fees before financial aid, scholarships, any other assistance is factored in. The net price is what families actually pay after accounting for aid and scholarships. That's a big difference there. Private colleges tend to have higher sticker prices, but they often offer substantial tuition discounts and institutional aid. I can say from personal experience, this is very true.
Oh, yeah.
My wife went to a private college for a little while, and that's exactly what happened. They started out here, and then, if you fill out this application, you're like, isn't that application mandatory? Yes. But we'll give you a discount. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
If you do this, wait, don't I always have to do this? Yes. So we'll give you a discount. You're like, okay, are we just making numbers up now? So that's kind of how it feels. But yeah, it's totally true in that realm where higher price, but then they get a ton of discounts and aid.
And then just jumping into some of the recent trends to give you an idea of how things are going. According to U.S. News data for the 2023-2024 academic year, the average tuition and fees at private ranked colleges increased by about 4% over the last year. For public ranked schools, tuition and fees rose 2% for in-state students and about 1.4% for out-of-state students. Now, those may be sounding like very small percentages, but when you look at the cost of college, that's actually quite substantial, and the numbers are very drastic.
So I'm sure you're saying, okay, a lot of percentages. Oh, they're small percentages. What exactly does that mean? Let's jump into some of the actual numbers to see what this means. For the 2023 and 2024 year, in-state tuition at public colleges averaged $10,662 compared to $42,162 for private colleges. That's outrageous. So really think about that when you're talking about going to school. You'll have to make more money to get out of that debt because you're paying 4 times or more than just going to an in-state public institution. To me, not going to lie, $10,000 does seem a little bit low, even though it's $10,000 or $11,000. But for college, being through it, I would say it seems a little bit low. Maybe for strictly tuition, not books, not for any of the other fees you have to do.
If you get a dorm, that alone.
Yeah, that's outrageous. And a lot of universities make you live on campus for 1 to 2 years.
Yeah, and then you're going to get the meal plan. All these little things add up when you go to college. Books, things like that. And little sneak peek, try not to buy books. Find the PDF version of it. And wait till the first day and ask the professor, are we actually going to use this book? I remember my first semester in college, I bought every book.
I did too.
Yeah, every physical
Hundreds
book.
Of dollars. Hundreds.
For a single book sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you get to class and you never use that book. So quick little side note if you're getting ready for college, but hey.
And now out-of-state students at public colleges pay an average of $24,000 for tuition and fees. And again, I personally would say it's higher than that because I looked at a lot of out-of-state tuition colleges and I applied to, I believe, 4 of them, got in. Some of them I got scholarships, and it was still $40,000 to $60,000 a year.
Oh, yeah.
It was quite outrageous. I won't lie. When I saw those numbers, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah,
I wasn't even that big into investing or anything like that, and I was like, "There's no way I can go for 10 to 20 versus 60 plus a year. There's no way."
Yeah, that's the one you don't even bring to your parents.
Yeah,
like my parents would be like, $60K. Okay, you paying?
That's the average single person salary.
Yeah,
you don't
exactly.
Go to college for that.
Crazy numbers. And all this to say, there are other kind of things that can lower this. I mean, don't discount community colleges or things like that, and get an associates.
Colleges.
Yeah. Those are great avenues that maybe back in the day they were somewhat looked down as lesser than, but that's just not the reality, and nobody actually cares. Now that I'm in my career, no one cares what my GPA was. They barely care what school I went to. They don't even really look at my major half the time. All these things that we get in our heads about. in reality don't really matter. And especially if it's just your first couple year to knock out some core classes, nobody's going to care that it was
Yeah.
at a community college. Nobody.
My mom and I were actually talking recently, and she was asking how many people, or how do you show people your diploma when you're going for a job application? I'm like, Mom, I've literally never been asked.
Yeah.
She's like, what? No one asked if you graduated school? I'm like, I put it on my resume, and they just move forward.
Yeah,
No one
yeah.
asked, what school did you go to, or anything like that. I don't even know where my diploma is.
I was just about to say the same thing.
I have no idea. No one ever has asked, and she was mind blown. She's like, how do they know? What if you lied? I'm like, I guess you could have.
Yeah, hey. We're not saying lie.
No,
though.
definitely don't lie.
Unless you're trying to trick me somehow.
Jumping right into some of these tuitional discounts. Some colleges do offer tuition discounts to eligible students, and in 2022 to 2023, 341 private nonprofit colleges and universities reported an average estimated tuition discount rate of 56.2% for full-time first-year students. Now, that's great to see, and a very high percentage that frankly I wasn't expecting.
Right.
So that's something that you can kind of look into to see if you qualify for some of these programs and discounts.
Definitely. And there's so many scholarships every year that no one applies for, and no one gets because nobody finds out about them, or there's small scholarships, so many places that add up. But that's great news because 56% discount, that's huge.
Oh.
If you're looking at these really high sticker prices and they're willing to cut it down by more than half, that's great. That actually saves you a ton of money and can make it worth it. So you really got to apply, go through the process, apply for financial aid and scholarships, see what really works for you. If the net cost, not the sticker cost, works in your budget, and you can make that work.
So we wanted to put some of that information out there to kind of disperse some of these, frankly, delusional expectations, because a Fidelity Investments survey revealed that 1 in 4 high school students believe that the total cost of attending college for 1 year is $5,000 or less. And as we just revealed in this video, that is nowhere near the case. Maybe with some of these discounts and some of these cheaper schools, and maybe you go to a community college that somehow gives you almost a full ride or something, maybe those numbers actually become somewhat realistic, but that is not the case for most people. Wasn't the case for either of us, I think. All right,
Now
let's make it even better.
Bros in a budget.
You guys might not be aware of this, but we had one of the best outros we've ever had ever, and ran out of storage space. So,
and the crazy part is, you fool me once. No, we fooled ourselves 472,000 times. Did 3 times alone today.
Yeah,
so frustrating. Filming is not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, do what we say, not what we do, because we are not doing it right. But you're about to see even better. All right. So yeah, like I said, So yeah, is college still worth it? Well, like I said at the beginning, my perspective on this has drastically changed because I know we both went to school for engineering, and if you want to be like a doctor or something, you have to go to school. A lawyer, you got to go to school. Engineering, for a lot of things, you will need to go to a college and everything. But that's not to say that there aren't other avenues to explore. I mean, there are so many ways to get an education or a great job. There are trade schools, and just getting an associate's degree, you'll qualify for a lot of jobs. There's apprenticeships, so many different ways to go about it. And my perspective and feeling on those have drastically changed over time. The more I've been in my career and learned more about investing in real estate and all these things, the more I realize that there are so many ways to go about being and reaching success or just financial freedom than going to a 4-year school and getting a good paying job that everyone says when we were younger that that's the only way you can do it.
Yeah, and I hope you take this video. Obviously, this is not financial advice. We're not telling you to go to school or not to go to school. This is just for educational, informational purposes. And I hope you take it as that, just educational. So you can say, oh my gosh, I was one of those people that thought it was only going to be $5,000. And in that case, it's going to be way more than I thought. I don't have enough saved or yada, yada. I just hope you take this video and this information to say, hey, if I love art, I'm planning on being an art teacher. Okay, art teachers make about $50,000. I'm making that number up. Let's say $50,000. Okay, that sounds good. Oh my gosh, you need a master's to be an art teacher? I had no idea. Yeah, a master's is going to cost me $100,000 in total. Yeah, that math, it'll take me forever to get out of that hole. So maybe that's not the right avenue for you.
Don't get a master's to be an art teacher. Heads up. My mom was an art teacher and she has a degree in nursing. She's a nurse again now, but I guess if you want to be a college level professor, I'm sure they require more. But
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and ultimately, guys, this is your life. You have to decide what you love, what your passions are. If it's to be a doctor, find ways to do that. You might have to apply for more scholarships and work harder. Actually, I know you'll have to work harder than most people because medical school is a very difficult thing. But if your job is to become an entrepreneur or do certain trades and everything, don't let anybody stop you from doing that and making that you think that it's in any way less than what other people are doing.
Yeah, definitely. So again, we hope this helped you so you can prepare. That's the biggest thing we want is to
Yeah,
prepare
yeah.
for college.
Make you aware of some of these
Exactly.
numbers.
So please let us know in the comments what you plan to major in. And we might comment and say, love that. Or, hey, we're engineers as well.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
curious
yeah.
what type of
Or
engineering you're
hate
going
that.
into.
Just kidding.
And so definitely want to see those comments. Or if you've already graduated, what you graduated with.
Yeah.
And if you would do it again, help everybody else in the comments. Would you go back for nursing? Would you go back for engineering? All of those would be great information for others. And please share this video with someone else, especially your friends that are going to college soon. This might be able to help them. And like this video, stay tuned for next week, and we'll see you guys soon.
Stop wasting money on that dumb shit and instead put it in investment. I know it's tempting. You'll spend it and be broke again.